अस्सलाम वालेकुम, नमस्ते, सत श्री अकाल। उम्मीद करती हूँ आप सब ठीक ठाक होंगे। मैं बिल्कुल ठीक हूँ एंड वेलकम टू द वैरायटी क्लब पेज। और आज हमारे साथ एक गेस्ट होंगे जिनसे हम बहुत सारी बातें करेंगे। नाउ दिस यंग मैन इज वेरी वेरी डायनामिक। ही इज एन इन्वेस्टमेंट बैंकर by profession and also a businessman. तो इन्होंने अपना एक बिजनेस स्टार्ट किया है जिसके बारे में हम बात करेंगे और बहुत कुछ सीखेंगे इनसे। It's got a बहुत इंस्पायरिंग है इनकी जर्नी। So without further ado, मैं चाहूंगी कि इनको आपसे मैं मिलाऊं and we've got people joining us as well. So hi everybody जो अभी देख रहे हैं and let's go and आपको मैं इंट्रोड्यूस कराती हूँ आदित शंकर से। Hello, hi Aadit.
Hi, how are you, Sadia?
I'm very well,
thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining me. And you've got a lovely background at the moment, so you're sitting in the garden right now, right?
Yeah, in my garden at home. It's been a long day, a long few days this week, so I thought I would sit in the garden and get some much needed sunlight.
Yes, it's a beautiful day here today. I don't know what the temperature is, but it's warm. It's really nice. Okay, so I would like you to just tell us a little about your background, because I know you're by profession an investment banker, and you studied at Oxford. So what did you actually study there?
Yeah, sure. So I studied a course called PPE, Philosophy, Politics, and Economics, which was amazing. I really loved that. And then, like a lot of people who did what I did, ended up in a finance job. You very kindly have described me as an investment banker by profession. I worked at a bank for just over a year, so not very long at all. I had a great time there. It was an amazing job. I had a great team. But I had this idea that I'm working on at the moment for many years, and I knew that I was always going to do this, to be honest. So it was only a matter of time before I quit my job and launched the project I'm currently working on.
Okay, so tell us a little about your project now, because I know it's in the industry, and it's a very unique idea as well.
Yep.
So how did it all begin? What inspired you with this?
Sure. So the big idea for Acha is healthy Indian food, and my parents from India. I've traveled to India throughout my life, and food has always been the highlight of my trips to India. It's been the thing that connects me to my motherland, my homeland, if you like. And I'm obsessed by Indian food, and in particular, I'm really fascinated by the diversity of cuisine in India, and it's always annoyed me how it's represented in the UK, either in a curry house form or in a fine dining format. And so I had this idea for literally, like I'd say probably 10 years ago, I came up with this idea of Indian food that was lighter, healthier, that could do well in the grab and go market in the UK. And so, you know, every time I'd stop thinking about it, it would bug me, and I'd work on the idea in my free time. And even when I was working in my job at a bank, you know, whenever I had free time, I was kind of drawing up plans for menus and where this could work. So that's the story behind it. And after a year of work, I thought, look, if I'm going to do this, I might as well try this when I'm young.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be very challenging, and it has been very challenging. And yeah, I thought, you know, might as well go for it.
Of course. Okay, we've got some people joined. So Sarah Marges is watching, Zinat Bukhari, and a hi to you all. And there are
Hello, everyone.
Hi. Okay, so tell us, because the name Acha,
yes,
it comes from Acha, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So I have to. Sorry, I have to actually credit my mum who came up with the idea for that as a name. I thought it was a brilliant idea. But yeah, inspired by the Hindi word acha, which is like obviously a word that you hear in every other sentence when you're speaking Hindi. It's a lovely word, very versatile as well. And so yeah, our name is inspired by that word.
Okay, and what is Acha's business statement?
Wow, big question. Well, our mission is to become the go-to place for healthy Indian food in the UK. We've launched.
So you provide food for offices and individuals as well?
Absolutely, yeah. So we launched last year, and we've actually launched as a delivery only business. So we're not a restaurant,
No.
and we're not a cafe. We're an online business essentially, and it's been an amazing way for us to launch our brand. We launched initially just doing corporate delivery, so as you said, offices, and since then we've moved into home delivery, things like Deliveroo, Uber Eats. But the
Okay.
model still is food delivery. Now, obviously, with everything that's happened recently, that's kind of worked out okay,
Yeah.
because food delivery has been an essential service throughout this lockdown. But
That's right.
the goal us definitely is for us to grow and open a shop, and shops plural if things go well.
Okay.
But at the moment, yeah, we're a food delivery business. We do salads, sandwiches, and rice bowls. So it's Indian inspired food. And I'm sorry, it's quite windy. Is the sound all right
No,
from my?
the sound is absolutely
Right.
perfect. Yeah.
Um, yeah. So all online, and it probably will be for the rest of this year.
Okay. And what, so you said sandwiches, and I mean, do you also have like curries and rice and things like that in this? Is it like a proper Indian, or is it kind of a fusion uh, food that you're
Yeah,
giving?
I guess you could call it fusion. It's not. I wouldn't call ourselves authentic Indian, because there is a lot of playing around and being fun with Indian food. Uh,
Yeah.
Mainly because we are a healthy food business, so we have to always. That's always one of the key priorities for us, is to create food that works at lunchtime, that works for people who are on the go, who want to eat smart and healthy meals. Um,
Yes.
but I
So,
would say,
sorry, Aadit, I'm just going to ask you. So, when you say eat healthy,
yeah,
are we sort of counting calories in this, or what are we looking at? As in, how would you say it's healthy?
yeah, it's a great question. I mean,
Oil, less masale.
absolutely, it's a great, and it's something we talk about every week. Now we do less calories on our meals. Uh,
Okay.
Having said that, it's our view that obviously calories is not the whole picture, and it's
Mm,
something we
mm,
don't actually we wouldn't put it on the meals, but it's something we
right.
give to people on the website, and it's available on the menu. We believe that healthiness is about ingredients and about the bigger picture of macronutrients. So
Yeah.
we try to really source very carefully when it comes to ingredients. We try to use healthy alternatives whenever we're designing menus.
Hmm.
Obviously, flavor we can't compromise on,
Yes.
because we're an Indian food business, and Indian food means flavor. However, as you just said, less oil. We don't really use much butter on the menu, which I know for a lot of Indians listening might be very shocked or
Yeah.
disappointed to hear. But yeah, there's not much butter. We cook meats in a very healthy way. Lots of vegetables, lots of lentils. I mean, Indian food is naturally very healthy, and that's one of the things that we're trying to get across to people, is simple home style Indian cooking is
Mm, mm.
naturally very healthy.
So you're providing the flavor, but also the nutrients with it,
Yeah,
which is
absolutely. But I'm sure you. I mean, you must eat Indian food at home, and the kind of food we cook at home, as
yeah.
opposed to when we go out, is food that we eat every day, and it is food that's good for you. So it's not a very tall order to do the cuisine we're doing. We're just trying to keep it simple, really.
So have you taken the recipes from various parts of India? Because I know the food is varied all over India, because everybody cooks different. Like in Gujarat, it's different. In Punjab, it's different. So are you kind of mixing all of these dishes together,
Yeah,
or is it one specific type of food?
absolutely. So we take inspiration from recipes across India, for two reasons. I think one, because there is so much amazing food in India as a massive country, and the second
Yes.
reason is that in order to create food that is balanced and nutritious and works well in London, you have to take that kind of holistic approach and be open to food from across India. So yes, absolutely. I've been very lucky in in the support I've received in designing our menu. My mum is an amazing cook, and
Okay.
so she's been really the driving force behind our menus. and a lot of that, a lot of the inspirations for her, and she does herself get inspiration from recipes across India, from whether it's from our family in the south, from her roots, in the north of India, or from
Okay.
places we've traveled, Gujarat and East India as well.
Okay. And do you yourself, do you cook?
I don't know. It's something I get asked a lot, and I'm actually, not only do I not cook, I'm a terrible cook.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah, like really bad. So that's definitely been a challenge. I would say it's been a challenge, but it's also meant it forced me to really. I've had to work with some great chefs. Obviously, I mentioned my mum, but also, very proud of our chef team, and they I work very closely with them to make it happen.
Okay, so you talk about, because I've read a little bit about so you talk about the cloud. Can you explain a little bit what exactly that means?
The cloud, as in the cloud kitchens.
Yes, the
Yeah.
cloud kitchen. Yeah.
So basically, there's this. I don't know if you've been following what's happening in food delivery over the past few years, but there's been this growth in this idea of a virtual restaurant,
Okay.
and so what I'm trying to say is that you can restaurants can operate without tables and seats and sites. You can have a delivery kitchen that's online, and people ordering wouldn't actually even know that it's not a restaurant. This is
Yeah.
what's happening in the industry, especially, and this has been accelerated by lockdown, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
These kitchens are given the horrible name of dark kitchens. So we are trying to use the word cloud kitchens. We think it sounds a bit better, basically, but it's linked to cloud computing and everything that's happening in that space.
Right.
But this is a really interesting thing that's happening in the world of food, and even some of the bigger brands, McDonald's have opened their first dark kitchen in West London, uh,
Right.
and food delivery is a really exciting space at the moment.
Okay, so where about, how far does your delivery reach at the moment, and are you planning to go sort of nationwide with this?
Yeah, I would love to. Yeah, I mean that definitely is the goal for us. At the moment, we're very much London focused, central London focused. So we have two sites currently in London, and we cover most of central London. I would say Zone 1 and Zone 2, if that kind of makes sense to people. But yeah, all the East London from our kitchen in Bethnal Green to West London, in Notting Hill, Shepherd's Bush, and then we cover a lot of South London, Battersea, Brixton, Clapham, and then North London, Islington, um, Clerkenwell, Fitzrovia.
Okay, okay, that sounds great. So hopefully, and so do you see yourself sort of serving in restaurants in the long term, or still carrying on with delivery?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when I thought of this idea, it was actually never as a delivery business, and I always
Okay.
imagined that it was me going to, Pret a Manger for lunch when I was at work. Then I was thinking, surely I can do something better than this. So we always imagined ourselves on the high street,
Right.
and that's definitely still what part of the strategy. It just doesn't really make sense at the moment. There's just too much risk.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And I mean, is there any advice that you'd like to give somebody who's like yourself, young, and wants to, start a new venture? Sometimes people have ideas, but they
Yeah,
don't actually know how to implement them and how to go
sure.
about it. So, what steps did you have to sort of follow to begin this whole,
Yeah.
venture?
Um, I'd say um, I'd say three things. I think the first thing would be to really make sure that the idea you have is something that uh, you care about deeply, and something that like seriously motivates you. Because whatever you do in the world of startups and entrepreneurship is going to be immensely difficult, and the only thing that will keep you going is your motivation and how much you want to make that vision come true. So that's the first thing. Really make sure that is something that uh,
You believe in?
you believe in, will continue to drive you through the ups and downs of the journey. I know that's a difficult thing to find out. I guess one way for me, it was the fact that I would keep returning to this idea. It was something I couldn't shake,
Hmm.
uh, and something that really got me excited like nothing else would, even the job that I was working in and other things that I had ideas about. But this was something I had a very clear vision of what I thought could be possible, and for some crazy reason, I thought I could somehow make it happen. So that's the first thing to say. The second thing to say would be to really just absolutely, once you've made that decision, just go for it and start. And there is no right way to do things, and you will 100% get it wrong, but you're not going to get anywhere unless you start doing it. And you're much better off doing things, iterating, making mistakes, and learning from them, and getting to where you want to in a non-linear fashion than
Mm.
overthinking things, planning, strategizing, because you'll never do it then. So really, just go for it. And the third thing to say is, of course, is all about people, and try and find people who believe in whatever you want to do as much as you can, because it's never something you can do by yourself, and you've got to have people who you love being with and who love what you're doing to do it with.
Of course. Okay. Just saying hi to a few more people. So, hi, Lala Rukasi, Zinat Bakari, and Sarah is also there. Hi, Sarah. Nice to see you all. Thank you for joining in. Okay. So, what kind of obstacles did you come across, or did you have to face when you began this? Because obviously, nothing is ever, like a smooth journey. There's always
Yeah.
something that gets in the way. So, what did you experience?
Well, yeah, as I say, one of the key challenges for me was not being a chef myself, and throughout the journey, I've had to work with other people to make that happen. And that isn't always the easiest thing, because
Mm.
especially in food, when the chefs you work with are the most important people, the quality of your product is entirely dependent on chefs, and
Mm.
so that's definitely been one of the challenges of the industry, is finding chefs to work with, finding good chefs to work with you when you're at an early stage is very tough. Trying to convince people that you're onto something. So yeah, definitely that's been one of the hard things. I would say in the early days, getting traction is of course difficult with a limited marketing budget. One of the ways we got around that was, initially we would deliver to my friends' offices, and we
Okay.
did it for free. So we would say, look, can we just a lot of my friends would work in central London, whether it's like law firms or banks, and we'd say, look, can we deliver to your office for free? And
Mm.
we do things like that, just to get off the ground and get the word out there. And if people like it, then they'll tell someone else, and you'll have a word of mouth effect. But it's always tough at the beginning. It's always tough. The hardest work, I feel, comes right at the beginning, when you've got the slope is steepest to climb. But definitely, yeah, getting things off the ground and not having any chef expertise myself has been really tough. It's been really, I think starting this has felt like starting completely from scratch. I'd say none of my university experience or job really has been massively helpful substantively for doing this, which is a completely different ballgame.
Okay, really, honestly. So, are
Yeah.
you saying that people don't need to have a university degree to start a?
Um,
Do you think
I
that
wouldn't. I
that
wouldn't.
helps?
Yeah, I think that's a very interesting question. I would say I wouldn't go so far to say that, because I think my degree has helped in different ways. It's helped in, of course, on the kind of business side of things, has been very helpful, but also like just building your network. It's been an amazing resource. We've just been accepted onto an accelerator that the university I was at is running, and that's going to be an amazing kind of support system for us, and way for us to meet investors and mentors. And yeah, I think the thing with the university degree is it's intangible. It's all sorts of things, right? It's your network, but it's also how you're able to work generally, how you're able to balance your schedule of work, how you're able to make decisions. I think
Yeah.
so. I wouldn't go so far to say not getting a university degree, but I would think I wouldn't get so hung up about going to certain universities.
No.
I would really concentrate on doing what you love, and I would say course to that end. I think course is pretty unimportant.
Yeah.
Do what you love, meet good people, work hard. I think those are much more important things.
Okay, and I mean, with social media these days, you can advertise yourself free on so many different mediums. So, how much do you think that's kind of helped in getting your business or your name out there?
100%, it's huge. Yeah, I mean, social media is. I mean, Instagram is the marketing tool for food businesses, and to be honest, we're not amazing at it. And I'd say that's definitely one of the things that's my focus this year is marketing and social media. But I know people who've grown food businesses from nothing to amazing brands purely off Instagram. So it's a huge tool,
Yeah.
and for better or for worse, I don't know. That's a different question, but yeah, it's very, very important.
Okay, I think I have a question here, so I'm going to read that. Very focused and dedicated, Sarah. So yes, I can definitely see that in you. I think that's one of the main things that has to be totally focused in when you're starting a venture as big as this, because you're providing so much to the community. Now, I just wanted to know a little bit about your menu as well. So, what kind of dishes do you provide for in the Acha kitchen?
We do salads, which is one of the things that we're kind of very proud about, because you wouldn't think Indian food immediately. So salads, we have a salmon salad, a grilled chicken salad, and a paneer salad. We also have rice bowls, which are kind of more typically kind of authentically Indian. So they're rice with different bits and bobs from South India, from North India, also inspired from Punjab and Pakistan.
So when you say rice dishes, are they a little bit like biryani or something else?
Yeah, they are. They're actually they're rice with different subsies. So we have a North Indian bowl, which is dal, and we have a cauliflower and an aubergine dish. So and then we also have a something we call a no butter chicken. So it's a butter chicken without butter, same flavor, but under 600 calories.
Wow.
And then we also have sandwiches, which is a kind of our spin on really nice sourdough sandwiches. And then we also have soups, and lots of sides. So it's a real mix of things. The key bits are, we try to keep it the form factor really simple: salad, sandwiches, stuff you can have on the go. But the inspiration can come from anywhere. Whether it's family in Delhi, or whether it's a trip to Punjab, or it really can come from anywhere.
Sure. And whereabouts are you from in India?
So my dad actually is from the south in Bangalore, and my mum is Punjabi. She's born and brought up in Delhi, but her family are originally from Pakistan. So my grandmother is from Multan, and my grandfather's from Peshawar.
Lovely. Well, my mother's from Multan as well, so she's got
Right.
Multan. Yeah, we've got
Amazing.
something.
I would love to visit one day.
Okay, no butter chicken sounds good, this saying. And so, can you have various spice levels? If that's the question.
Great question. So we don't do that. And to be honest, none of our food is like blow your head off spicy, which might annoy some people. I love spicy food, but we really are trying to appeal to everyone, not just people who love Indian food. Obviously, we want to appeal to those, but we also want to try and get through to people who might have said originally, I don't like curry, or curry is too spicy for me. So we want to try and get through to those people, because there are lots of those people, and we think they have the wrong opinion about South Asian food. So we really try to not kind of close it off to anyone. So nothing crazy spicy.
Okay, and there's a question that Ali's asking: can salads taste like biryani? I guess he loves his biryani, right?
Yeah, I mean, we have had a biryani on the menu as a special, and it's something that my mama from Amritsar has a very good recipe, so we took that from him. But yeah, biryani definitely will be making a return at some point. very rich though. It's quite hard to justify it as healthy food.
It
And
is. That's
I would never endorse a biryani without butter or ghee. So, yeah.
And Sarah's asking, how long has it been since you opened up?
So we launched in our current form last May. So about a year and a bit. We did a bit of street food stuff before that. We did
Right.
3 or 4 pop-ups in central London, but in our current space as a delivery business, about a year and a half.
Okay. And another question from Sarah is, what is your favorite? So what dish would you
Favorite
recommend?
dish, I would say, for me, I'm a sucker for sandwiches. We have a paneer sandwich, which is pretty epic, if you don't mind me saying. But it's inspired by a trip to Delhi, and it's a kind of a paneer sandwich with a green chutney, a very kind of standard coriander and mint chutney that everyone probably makes at home. Chaat masala, and then some veg and a little bit of mozzarella, which we put in a very nice sourdough, and it's a winner for me.
Sounds amazing. You're making me
Yeah,
hungry.
it's hard
Okay.
to go wrong with paneer in a sandwich. So
So Zinat saying that she loves the concept. It sounds very refreshing. So yeah, I must say it sounds great. So who actually was it yourself that came up with the idea, or
yeah, I would say yeah, I came up with the idea, but it very much it's a product of my upbringing, and it's a product of the fact that I'm very lucky to have traveled to India a lot, traveled to South Asia a lot. I'm very lucky in that my dad is from South India, my mum's Punjabi, so I've always been exposed to India in quite a diverse way, and and I'm also in a family of foodies, so it's kind of a mixture of lots of different things. But yeah, it was my idea. Um,
okay. Do you provide drinks as well with along with the food and things? Or
we do lassis.
okay,
We do lassis. We do a range of soft drinks. We also uh, we're trying to push chai and coffee. So one of the things we're trying to do is obviously chai, but also South Asia's got some of the best coffee beans in the world, and we feel it's really underrepresented. So that's something we're trying to push more in collaboration with another brand. And when we do hopefully launch a restaurant, then that will be a big feature: breakfast and coffee and tea.
okay. So breakfast. Now, what are we looking at when you say breakfast? Because it's
Well,
quite very
breakfast, yeah. Well, breakfast, I'm thinking, masala omelets, egg pots, masala porridge. Um,
masala porridge. I've never heard of that.
yeah, it's very good if you haven't had it before. Savory porridge.
Okay.
Yeah, very good. It's amazing. Also Indian kind of sweet porridges with coconut jaggery. We've got lots of cool recipes for that. Chai, obviously, coffee, breakfast
Yeah.
lassis. We want to do kind of our own versions of hash browns, which are more like aloo tikkis. So
Yes.
yeah, lots of ideas. Breakfast is something we're really passionate about, and I think really want to launch that as soon as possible.
Okay. So a couple of questions. Are golgappas on the menu?
No, I would love to have gulgabas on the menu, but unfortunately, logistically for delivery at the moment, very difficult.
Yeah.
Watch this space. I think I've got a few ideas, but yeah, definitely would love to have gulgabas on the menu. One of my
Yeah.
favorite
Yeah.
food foods
I
for
love
sure.
them. Yeah. They're
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
They're always so good. Okay. And do you have dosa in the menu?
We don't have dosa. Again, one of the things that I would love to have idlis. I don't know if anyone idli fans out there, but we do have an idli pot, a mini idli pot on the menu, not currently running, but we want to get it back soon. But that's pretty delicious. If anyone hasn't tried idlis, you've got to get on it. But yeah, idli dosas for sure. Healthy. We've got some big plans for that. So yeah.
Okay. Amazing. And somebody's asking, Sarah's asking, what is masala porridge? I think you kind of explained it, that it's
Yeah, so masala porridge it's not too complicated, but it's essentially how you make a normal porridge, but you can add things um, like haldi, coriander, and vegetables. Add some spicing. Treat it like you would a almost like a khichdi.
Mm. I can
Um,
imagine. Yeah, it does
yeah,
taste like chili, right?
yeah, exactly. So my mum's got a great recipe for that, but very simple. Yeah, very simple. Savory porridge.
Okay, amazing. I mean, sounds great. Okay, so that's you're doing some great work there, and I mean, I'd love to try one of these
Please,
days.
anytime, anytime.
What else do you do other than your business? I mean, what are your hobbies and what do you like doing?
Hobbies. Yeah, I mean, sleep for sure. And no, I I love to play sport, so I'm quite into football, cricket, tennis at the moment. Really enjoying playing tennis in outdoors. Um, I uh, I like traveling. Obviously, not so much at the moment. But yeah, I mean, very lucky that most of my friends live here in London with me. So really, just enjoying spending time outdoors with them. Um, I am looking forward to going back to India when that's possible again. But yeah, just kind of spending time with family, playing sports, hanging out with friends, that kind of thing.
It's great. Okay, so we've got another question. What kind of chutneys do you have? Mango chutney, etc.
Great question. I'm loving how food focused these questions are. So we have quite a few chutneys. So obviously our house green chutney, coriander, mint. Ours is quite fruity, so we
Okay.
use dried pomegranate, apple. We also have a Goan red chutney, which is coconut based.
Hmm.
We have a what else do we have? We have quite a few mayonnaises that we make. So we make a tamarind mayonnaise.
Oh
We
wow, that
make
sounds really.
a yeah, that's delicious. We have a we make a vegan mayonnaise with cashew nuts and chili sauce, which is what we call a masala vegan mayo.
Mhm.
We have what else? We have a few pickles, and we have yes, and we also just launched. We make our own ghee, so we've got our own brand ghee, which we're selling on our website. Um, that's a new launch.
That must be like a normal calorie ghee, right? You can't make a low
Well,
calorie.
yeah, no, that's a foot, you know, a fully blown ghee. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So all those ghee lovers, because people do like it on their chapatis and things sometimes, isn't it?
yeah, you can put it on your chapatis. We make toasties with it. You can do all your cooking with it. Yeah,
Okay. Right. Just so sorry. I'm just also trying to see what questions there are. So I'm going to just put my glasses back on because it's so difficult to see without.
sure.
Um. So I think yes, we've answered that. Do you do desserts? That's a question there.
Yes, we do. We do desserts. So we got a few things. We have our own mango ice cream, which we make in house.
Okay.
You know, Alfonso mangoes just gone out of season, so getting a bit tricky.
Yes.
But we make fresh mango ice cream. It's delicious. So please, anyone who is in the zone, please try it. We also have we had gulab jamun on for a bit, which we
Okay.
make ourselves. We've taken it off at the moment, but yeah, mango ice cream is the big one we're doing at the moment. We've got a range of chocolates, very good quality chocolates, and we're planning on launching a couple more. We want to do a kheer. We want to do a uh, what was it called?
Rasmalai.
Rasmalai, definitely one of my favorites. Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, so a couple more should be launching soon. But at the moment, in this weather, ice cream very popular.
Yes, of course. And another question is your worst experience in this and the funniest experience in this.
Uh, ooh, worst experience. I would say. It's got to be. I think you know we had a day. I think a few months ago, back last year, where um, we just had so many corporate orders that we were overwhelmed. And I think it can get to a stage when you're so small and you're getting that kind of demand that you're actually shooting yourself in the foot. And I think we had a couple of big customers who were really let down, and we had a bad day due to um, basically not being able to handle the demand. So there was one bad day in the kitchen. That was tough. But we've obviously learned since then. We picked ourselves up and kind of invested in our team and in our space to meet that kind of demand. But definitely, when you're going through the growth process, you hit stages when you're just really stretched, and you need to face moments like that to change. Funniest moments. There've been a few. There've been a few. I'd say definitely. Kind of, I find the whole interviewing process very funny, and meeting people. You meet some interesting characters along the way. I think one thing just stands out is I was once interviewing a chef, and he came around to the kitchen, and he was being very particular about. This was before COVID. He was being very particular about like all types of PPE, which was obviously fair enough. And we were wearing gloves and aprons in the kitchen, but we weren't. None of the chefs sometimes wear hats, but they don't wear hairnets because it's not something that our chefs do, and it's not a requirement. But this chef was very keen on wearing a hairnet. So I said, look, obviously it's fine. And I went and got a hairnet for him before he stepped into the kitchen to meet the team and see the space. And and we brought the hairnets, and he took off his cap, and he was completely bald. And, and he put the hairnet on, and I just found it hilarious because he was being so uptight about wearing a hairnet, but he was completely bald. But that was definitely a funny moment, yeah.
That is funny, actually. Okay, and I had a question for you in my head, and it's just slipped my head. But okay, so Simon Malik says she's going to visit soon. So
Please do, anytime.
Okay. Anything else that you would like to share with us? Any other experience in this, or otherwise? How about lockdown? How has business been in lockdown?
It's been okay. I'm not going to say it's been as tough for us as it has been for some other restaurant businesses. March, early April was definitely scary because it seemed like everything just shut down, and food delivery wasn't immune to that. So that was tough, but we've stayed open throughout. Actually, we haven't stopped at all. When things have been quiet, we've actually been delivering a lot to the NHS, to key workers. So we've delivered nearly 3,000 meals to the NHS, to hospitals in London, and that's been, to be honest, it's been an absolute privilege for us to do that, and it's reaffirmed exactly why. And I speak on behalf of my whole team, why we do what we do. It's just been such an honor, really, to cook hot, fresh food for frontline workers, to know that food that we've just cooked is going straight to someone at the end of a hard day. So that's kept us going, really, when things have been a bit quiet. The other thing for us that has been great, even though it's been a bit quiet, it's allowed us to really focus on the business, think about strategy, think about future plans, and in an odd way, it's been a time for us to grow. So one of the things that we're going to be announcing next week, which, to all your listeners, this isn't even something that we've published on any of our channels yet, but we're opening a second site next week in Battersea, and that's, thank you very much. Yeah, so that's been a big focus for us during lockdown, is kind of planning that out, and just getting everything ready for that, because that's been exciting, but obviously a bit stressful.
Okay, wonderful. So that's quite a lot that we know about your business now, and hopefully people, is there a website that people can have a look at? Or
yes, please do. Yes, so our website is atcha.co.uk. So you can check us out there. Please do give us a follow on social media. We're at atcha_UK. Instagram, yep, Facebook, Twitter, whatever people are using. That's where we kind of post all of our updates. But yeah, if you're ever in London and you want to order, hit us up 7 days a week, and also you can come and also click and collect from our sites too.
Lovely. And what are your prices like?
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
What are your prices like?
Prices are very fair. We're not a restaurant. We view ourselves as quick service. So our meals range from £7.50 to £11.50 for a main. And so yeah, you can have lunch or dinner for a tenner.
Oh, that's not bad at all. Good. Okay, wonderful. And just a little bit about yourself. So, do you listen to music? What kind of music do you listen to?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I love. I'm really into music. I've always been into music. At school, I used to sing a lot, but I'm into all sorts. I mean, I really into kind of dance music, pop music. Trying to get more into Indian music, which my parents, especially my dad, is an amazing Indian singer. So I'm trying to get into that more. But yeah, kind of all sorts. I like old music a lot as well. So like old like disco and house music, jazz, that kind of thing.
Okay, I don't know if you realize, but you've just put yourself in it. Because I'm going to ask you to sing now.
I think I'm a bit rusty, so not today. I've forgotten all of what I used to say.
Without singing now, because you said it. So we'd like to hear something. We'd like to hear you sing. Come on.
No, I'm really, to be honest, I'm
Anything.
no,
It's
I'm
a professional singer. Come on, Aadit.
no. I when I said I was a singer, what I meant is that I used to sing in like a college choir. Sorry, I lost you there.
I think we
Sorry,
lost you there for
I
a little.
wasn't trying. I was sorry. I wasn't trying to.
You kind of run away.
No, I wasn't trying to pull a runner. I really can't. I really can't. I'm not. I'm going to save your listeners from the embarrassment. So no, another time for sure. Next time.
Next time.
Next time.
Right.
I've got to practice. I've got to rehearse.
Okay, that's fine. Well, thank you so much for today. It's an absolute talking to you and getting to know about your journey. And it's been inspiring for everybody to hear how you started this whole thing, and now you're opening up your second branch. So all the best for that, and hopefully we'll have you on another time in a little while later.
No, thank you so much, Sadia, for having me on your show, and thanks everyone for listening. Yeah, it's been really good fun.
Thank you. Right, I'm
Thank
going to
you.
invite you, and then take care. Bye bye.
Thanks.
ओके और ये थे आदित शंकर जिनसे आज बात हुई इनकी बिजनेस के बारे में अच्छा जैसे कि अच्छा का वर्ड है लेकिन इट इज स्पेल्ड अच्छा ATCHA और अगर आप इसके बारे में और जानना चाहते हैं तो डू लुक इट अप ऑन सोशल मीडिया पे है अवेलेबल एंड अच्छा जी देखिए कि क्या कह रहे हैं आप लोग सो Sarah Majid is going to have a look and Saima Malik as well. So thank you guys for joining in. बहुत शुक्रिया हमेशा की तरह आप साथ देते हैं मेरा. It's always so lovely to read your names जब मैं ये लाइव कर रही होती हूँ. एंड अपना बहुत बहुत सारा ख्याल रखें और फ्राइडे को एक और लाइव के साथ और फ्राइडे को वी कैन हैव अ आर्टिस्ट जो कि आपके साथ बातचीत भी करेंगे और मैं अभी आपको उसकी डिटेल्स भी दे दूंगी ऑन आवर ग्रुप एंड आवर पेज एज वेल तो हमारे साथ सिंगर होंगे और ही इज एन अमेजिंग सिंगर व्हिच आई एम गोना टेल यू अ लिटिल बिट मोर अबाउट लेटर आज के लिए मुझे इजाजत दें एंड सी यू सून टेक केयर गुड केयर ऑफ योरसेल्व्स बाय बाय